Mondelez Nabisco empire, say, their corporate uh, uh, entity. This the impact of this is has to be considered in the long line of manufacturing plants that are moving out of this district, out of this area, out of this region, to other places, primarily Mexico, in the pursuit of not quality work, not productivity, because this plant led all plants in terms of productivity for bakery goods manufactured here in the U.S., but solely for cheap labor. We've seen a steady march of corporations, plants in this area who, in a very callous manner, just picked up and moved, leaving these communities that for decades have been supportive of them, leaving those communities behind. And what do they leave behind? They leave not only the loss of job opportunities, you know, a close friend of mine, William Junius Wilson, who was a sociologist at the University of Chicago, he wrote a book about, it was titled, When Work Disappears. When there's no more jobs, what happens to a community? And anyone who is astounded by the headlines of the shootings and the murder and the rising unemployment levels, then the movement of plants and corporations to places like Mexico created that gaping hole in which all of these communities are falling into. This deep, dark, gaping hole of no jobs, no health care, bad schools, indecent housing, no economic activity that is productive at all. The only economic activity that's left behind is the drug trade. So here we are, for years have had this one plant, this Nabisco Mondelez bakery plant, the largest one where everybody who worked there have made sure that they were the kind of workers that would make this the #1 plant in the world, the largest bakery in the country.
Right. So
And so what you have here now, I'm gonna just say this. They go there to Mexico with the cheap labor. They bake the Oreo cookies, the graham crackers, and then they send them back here for us to buy them. That doesn't make sense. You know, and the American workers are really upset with this. People who buy Nabisco products, they're upset with this. My constituents, the people in my district, the voters, and most of these plants, and this plant, most of the employees are 40 plus years old. So, and they're responsible citizens. So most of them do vote. And I guarantee you that they're going to take it out on those elected officials who don't speak up about this. We got to fight to keep these jobs in our areas. when work disappears, have got to be followed up quite quickly, immediately, when work reappears.
Mhm.
And that's what we should be engaged in, making this our banner when work reappears. So I'm with the workers at Nabisco. I'm with the workers at this plant. Let's keep on fighting. I will do all that I can to help them keep that plant open and make sure that those corporate people who are responsible, that they reverse their decision. I got on my knees and begged them, don't make this decision. Be different. Your workers have been loyal to you, productive for you, have made you a wonderful company. There's nobody in the nation who don't know about Oreo cookies and who haven't tasted an Oreo cookie. So why are you totally disregarding? Why are you totally denying your current workers and those workers who are future workers? Why are you denying them the opportunity in your shameless pursuit of more profits? When will enough be enough? When are you going to assume your responsibility? Not just to your consumers, but also to your workers. It's about time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good way to wrap it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
That's it.
that is very. I only have to ask one question, Congressman. If what would you say? How does this move affect the kids in the community, the
Well,
children in the community?
I want you to, and this is the heart of the matter. We have to, first of all, the workers who are there, approximately 900 of them, all have families. So you're not only denying them an opportunity, your current workforce, an opportunity to bring home a check so that they can keep a roof over their head, clothes on their back, food on their table. But you're also denying the opportunity for future workers to do the same thing. You know, you're closing your factory down, shuttering the windows, putting bars on the door, denying a pathway to the future for young people, for the workforce of the future. And as a result of that, then these youngsters began to look for other ways of trying to cope with a situation, a bad, intolerable situation that you created. Not just the workers, but all the downstream businesses, the restaurants, the laundrers, the repairers, the HVAC workers, look at all the impact of shuttering the windows and putting bars and gates on the door. Look, that's denying that plant from being an economic center that feeds into other ancillaries of that plant. So the impact of this is yet to be known in terms of how many jobs we ultimately will lose as a result of this plant. But we can look at other plants that have gone to Mexico under NAFTA and other kinds of free trade agreements, which I predicted would have this outcome. That's why I didn't support it. That's why I voted against it. You know, NAFTA, in my opinion, is public policy, and public policy created these horrendous situation for the American worker and American workplace. And so, we have to drive the point home. And I wish there was some way I could become a part of the suit and others. But I support all the activities to keep jobs, job centers, production facilities in these urban communities. Because when you allow these jobs to close, then you are further driving others, future generations, into this deep, dark hole of economic depravity that exists in these urban communities.